Hey guys, it's Ever. How's it going? It's been a minute, but I'm sure you've seen the Willie Mack video about Pastel Belle and the others, and well, I just couldn't resist. I have to talk about this. Alright, so the biggest thing that Pastel and the others keep or would bring up is that Eugenia's thinspo and pro-Anna. And when they say that, they have like a thumbnail or footage of her doing stretches or something, holding her leg or her, collarbone showing, and it's like, that's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Honestly, so many people just don't see what you see. Like, I see a girl wearing, showing off clothes and putting on makeup. Yeah, obviously she's thin, but I can get past that aspect. Okay? Like, it's not that difficult. If you're gonna focus on her body, that's your thing. That's your mind. Not everyone sees things like that. So, yeah. So they're basically taking their own warped version of whatever they see. So their version of what they see is the biggest problem. Okay? Thinspo and pro-Anna, yeah. You could say that about anyone who's thin. About anything. So, that basically just shows that they have their own issues, obviously. And moving on to the next thing is the kids. Oh, we have to save the kids, we have to protect the kids from blah blah blah. It's like, kids are impressionable. It doesn't mean that they just automatically mimic things like mindless monkeys, and definitely not mental illnesses. They're not going to go and have an eating disorder just because they see someone who has it. That is so, I don't even know what to call the word. Ignorant? I guess it's just ignorant, because you don't know a thing about mental health issues if you think that that is possible. I mean, yeah, kids get ideas, blah 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 blah, but honestly, only 2% of the population has an ED, and even less of those are kids. It's extremely rare for kids to have eating disorders. Extremely rare. Not extremely dangerous, oh my god, everyone's in danger. No, it's not how it works. Okay. And also, you don't get to get involved in other people's kids' business, honestly. You can't save everyone's kids, you can't protect everyone's kids, and you shouldn't be trying to get involved in how people parent their own kids. Obviously, if they're getting into something, their parents should know. They should be the ones dealing with it and helping them out. Not, oh, just pretend it's not there, pretend it's not there. That's not going to help anyone in the long run. So, yeah. And the third point is this thing about making Eugenia responsible for what? Your triggers? Because other people are triggered? Because people can't just watch her do a clothing video and not have a mental breakdown? That's her fault? No. Not at all. And when you get treatment, you don't avoid triggers. You don't run away from triggers and pretend that they're not there. You deal with them. You face them head on in a setting that's safe with the professional or yourself, like I did. Wink, wink. But anyways, yeah. What you're and the other channels have been pushing for this, make the triggers stop, hide the triggers. Nobody should be triggered in the world. We're all just like soft, weak, we can't deal with anything, no triggers anywhere. That's avoidance. That's not how you deal with mental health problems. That's only going to make things worse in the end, in the long run. You're just making life worse. Like, you're going to make yourself miserable and unfunctionable if you're just gonna try to act like triggers aren't there or don't exist or that you can run away from them. That's not how you deal with them. Obviously, Belle someone's got some triggers of their own that they need to learn how to deal with. And the fourth point is the major hypocrisy of it all. Because these people are basically saying, get her off, get her out of here. She's toxic, she's danger, she's just everything bad. So, and yet, in their videos, what are you doing? Like, you're just showing her footage, you're showing her to your audience. So you're just spreading this harmful content even more. And she's said over and over that all these people throwing negativity at her all day, every day, for weeks, months, and years has done nothing but make her worse. So, I mean, after the first time she said that, you should have stopped. You know, I don't know where people came up with this thing of like, I can show Eugenia, but Eugenia can't show Eugenia. It's like, it makes no sense. And on Belle's own channel, you have a video with the word pro Anna in the title and describing in detail Eugenia's body with close-ups and arrows. Are you so, like, messed up in the head that you don't see how that is triggering? That you don't see how that is a danger? That you don't see how someone suffering with issues or getting ideas would go straight for something like that? That video alone is 10 times worse than anything Eugenia ever put out. You complete imbecile. And she keeps saying, YouTube agrees with me. It's like, no, YouTube doesn't agree with you. Or else you would have had your little ban. You would have had them catering to your triggered issue, and Eugenia would be gone. They don't agree with you. No one agrees with you. A few other people who think that the world revolves around them, that everyone has to walk around their triggers, maybe. But in the real world, you deal with your own triggers, Belle. And the conclusion, basically, this whole situation, it's not just about Eugenia. This is about all people with mental health problems. That's why this has bothered me so much to actually start making videos and putting things out, because, like, this can affect people personally on YouTube. And the way this has been handled is so just out of line, unhelpful, horrible. It's really, really sad to see the way that this has all played out, honestly. But I feel like we're at the tail end. Basically, what have we learned? You cannot control someone to get better. You cannot force someone to recover. You cannot beg someone to recover. You cannot bully and antagonize someone to recover. There is nothing you can do except for encouragement and kindness and love. Love and kindness can help all kinds of things. But this whole blaming and shaming and accusing and villainizing, how is that ever going to help anyone? So in your mind, you're thinking, we have to help the kids. We have to keep showing them this content that I'm saying is so dangerous and harmful. We have to keep telling them this and showing it to them and saying, no, this is bad, this is bad. You know what you do to kids when you keep telling them not to do something? They go and do it. They want to do it more. If you were really concerned about kids, you wouldn't be explaining to them this kind of stuff. You would be making videos that are for their parents on how to keep them informed and safe, how to keep them, be on guard about stuff. You wouldn't keep telling the kids themselves, hey, look at this is not good, this is not what you want to do, because ultimately they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and you're just showing them You're giving them the little bridge to get from not knowing about it to knowing about it. So you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem that you're talking about. And it's really messed up because when one gossip channel, has a good feedback from their video, then the other ones start doing it. So it's really been just really messed up. I understand YouTube drama is so entertaining, but I really think that mental health issues need to be just left out of it. That's not, yeah. And these people, who are all these gossipy little people? They look like they're no more than 20. Are you mental health professionals? Are you friends? Are you family? No, but you think that you have some kind of say in how people deal with triggers and, who's protected, everyone. You get to run YouTube? You get to say what people get to watch and shit? No. No, thank you. You can do you, and I'll do me. Thank you. I don't need YouTube and you to try and protect me from things that are just part of life, basically. And another interesting thing is how Educating Shani and a few of the other ones of Herbs and Altars have relapsed after making these Eugenia videos. Relapsed with their eating disorders, And it's you're obviously no expert. Just because you've had it doesn't mean you know everything. Doesn't mean you should be telling anyone how to deal with things. So you're obviously in the same boat. So, good luck to you guys with that, though, honestly. I hope everyone can recover from everything. The point is, this is not how you go about it. So, yep, so let me see. Basically, this has really been a shitty situation. This is the worst way to deal with a mental health problem, probably since shock treatment. This was so sad and so unbelievable. And honestly, Belle, Pastel, it is obvious that when you see her content or thumbnails or anything, you see Roanna, you see Thinspo, you see shocking images. So you should take a step back. Well, I'm glad you have now, since your whole little tantrum thing didn't work out. You step back, you take time, you think about what's going on, and you deal with that yourself. You don't go and try to convince everyone on the internet that you have some kind of right to not be triggered. It's you deal with your triggers, I deal with mine, we deal with ours, everyone deals with their own. If it bothers you so much, don't watch it. You're not... And stop acting like it's all about kids, okay? Because we all freaking know that it's freaking not, okay, Belle? Just cut it out. You guys all need to stop. You're not their parents. You need to mind your own business and stop trying to get involved in other people's kids. If they were my kids, I'd be like, you need to mind your own business and back the hell up. Okay, they're my kids, not your kids. I'll deal with them how I deal with them. And don't even give me that, some kids don't have parents, some kids blah blah blah. You know what? My mom was a crackhead, and I had no dad, and I had no food, and I had no one taking care of me, and I had no money, and I was fucking starving and skinny as a kid. I had no guidance at all. So don't even try that. No, that's not an excuse. I didn't have parents growing up. I didn't have support growing up. I didn't have anyone telling me anything except for basically just being a perfect example of what not to do. So that's really not a good excuse. Kids don't have parents, don't have guidance. Yeah, well, they can still figure it out. Kids aren't stupid, okay? So stop acting like people aren't capable of dealing with life. You think you can just protect people from triggers in life and nothing's ever gonna rub them the wrong way? No. You're just making people weak like you. Unable to deal with clothing haul videos. That's kind of sad though. And I really, really hope that you do give it a break with the Eugenia stuff and all other eating disorder stuff, because you basically just showed you're the biggest example of what not to do with mental health issues. You don't go and make it everyone's problem. It's not YouTube's problem. This is how you really went about dealing with yourself being triggered. That's fucking sad. It's sad. It's sad, but over. And whether you apologize to her or not, it's like it's obvious that this was all about you. Not about kids, not about her, not about anybody else but you. And I hope that you kind of think about things and the way you went about things, because just because you struggled with something doesn't mean you get to villainize and hate on someone who is also going through it. If you really, really actually ever did go through ED, you wouldn't treat her like that. You wouldn't treat anyone like that, because a part of you would relate. You would never do that. So, I mean, all your bullshit is just bullshit, and it's plain out there for everyone to see. You don't have to apologize. It's obvious that you probably won't, because your head's just not really working, Belle. I don't know. But good luck with that. Good luck with that.